Extrajudicial killing in the partial fulfillment of the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Criminology. Presented by Casilio Sarina May R., Flores Angelo Levi G., Cacolais Jericho C., Gonzales IBL, Luzano Zaira C., Pangilinan Alexis I., Ubungin Jan Roland S., Balimento Albin.
Extrajudicial killing is an illegal execution. It is a disregard for basic human rights, which is the right to life. Though there is no legal definition of extrajudicial killing, it is usually described as an unlawful killing of a person by any government authority or individual without any approval of legal proceedings or government order. It is a killing that is unrighteous taking of one's life by any individual and authority without a legal trial. It removes our inherent human rights to have a right to life. For the past few years, during the time of our President Rodrigo Duterte, the extrajudicial killing was prominent, especially to his war on drugs. The war on drugs excuses no one from killing a person in an instant. When the time of our President Rodrigo Duterte, extrajudicial killing was popular because of his war on drugs. They kill anyone who they caught using drugs and they don't spare anyone in this war. The nature of this act is naturally unlawful and is mostly carried out by the state government or other authorities of states like the police force and armed force. The deadly punishment include death caused by strafing, assassinations, indiscriminate firing, slaughter, and mass killing. The extrajudicial killing is basically not lawful and it is supported by the government authority by giving a deadly punishment like strafing, slaughter, mass killing, and many more.
Body of work. Extrajudicial killing, sometimes referred to as extralegal killing or extrajudicial execution, are intentional killing carried out without a judge, prosecutor, or legal authorization. The following are points of the continuous practice. Number 1. Proponents contend that extrajudicial execution instill fear in the prospective offenders, including the suspect in illicit activity. Criminal action may be discouraged by the fear of being targeted. Number 2. Proponent assert that extrajudicial murder offers the prompt and efficient means of neutralizing threats, particularly in situations involving organized crime, terrorism, or drug trafficking. Authorities can move more swiftly by eschewing drawn-out legal procedure. Number 3. Syndicate destruction. According to certain theories, extrajudicial execution causes destruction to criminal syndicates by removing important players from their unlawful operation. This intemperance may lessen illicit network and lessen the impact of them. Still, it's critical to take the whole picture into the account. Human right violation. Because of extrajudicial execution, avoid the due process, impartial courts, and legal safeguards. They frequently constitute the human right violation. It is possible for innocent individuals to suffer harm, and the rule of the law is compromised. Accountability. Transparency and accountability are lacking in the extrajudicial execution. Abuse may happen in innocent people may suffer in the absence of adequate investigation of supervision.
Advantages on extrajudicial killings in the Philippines. Number 1. Immediate crime reduction. Extrajudicial killings can be swiftly lower crime rates, especially those associated with drug-related cases, offenses. Sinasabi lang dito na na kaya niyang bawasan o walisin ng mabilis yung kriminalidad, lalo na yung mga drug-related offenses na yung pusher, user, mga ganun. Strong message. Number 2. They think it makes a statement to criminals about how committed the government is to fighting crime. Okay. Number 2, sinasabi lang dito na ganito yung pwede mangyari sa'yo. Pwede kang mamatay. Pwede kang, kumbaga, huwag mong tularan yung ganito kasi ganito yung pwede mangyari sa'yo. Ganun. Number 3, public support. A portion of populace may be in favor of these policies if they make communities safer. Yung ibang mga tao na naniniwala sila na okay lang yan na may mga ganyang patayan kasi mas makakatulong naman sa atin yan mababawasan yung mga salot sa lipunan. Okay, number 4, cost of savings. It save a cost associated protracted court case and jail time. Sinasabi lang dito sa number 4 na binabawasan natin yung mga court trial, nakakaligtas, yung nakakasave ng oras ba, ganun. Tapos, jail time, syempre makukulong ka, di ba, kapag nahuli ka na bibenta ng droga, mga ganyan. O di, mabawasan yung nakukulong, tapos, yung, syempre, papakakainin mo pa yan. Bibigyan mo pa ng mga extrang gamit, ganun, di ba?
There are 8 disadvantages contained in extrajudicial killing. These are the following disadvantages. Number 1. Human rights violations. These acts blatantly violate people's rights, especially the right to due process and life. Number 2. Lack of accountability. Abuse of authority and unjustified killings are quite likely in the absence of judicial supervision. Number 3. International criticism. Human rights organizations and foreign governments have strongly condemned and scrutinized the Philippines on a global scale. Number 4. Disintegration of the judicial system. Ignoring the courts compromises the legitimacy of the legal system and the public's confidence in the law enforcement.
Number 5. Innocent victims. Numerous accounts exist of innocent persons being killed without being given a proper trial to establish the guilt. Number 6. Cycle of violence. Extrajudicial killings may set up a chain reaction of violence in which victims take revenge by impact population. Number 7. Harmful effect of family. The family of the deceased endures severe financial and psychological suffering. Number 8. Damage to national image. Diplomacy and foreign relations have been harmed by the Philippine damage reputation on the global scene.
Conclusion. The extrajudicial killing is one of the most violations that can government inflict to any person. In international law, it includes that extrajudicial killing can violate human rights, includes freedom from any arbitrary or extrajudicial deprivation of life, as well as freedom from the death penalty even without due process of law. Furthermore, the notion of extrajudicial killing is not directly addressed by international law, whilst the summary execution of civilians or combatants is deemed a war crime under the law of armed conflict. The same provisions are not afforded to civilians in times of relative peace. Similarly, widespread murder enacted upon civilian population is encompassed in the legal definition of crimes against humanity. However, once again, the specific notion of extrajudicial killing is jarringly absent from international legislation. In the case of Philippines, the widespread nature of the current extrajudicial violence is certainly reminiscent of the both aforementioned international criminal law paradigms, although abstract enough for them to remain inapplicable. The specific criminalization of extrajudicial killings on an international level could prove an effective safeguard against the perpetuation of such violence in the future. International law must address the killings that take place outside of the judicial process and work towards further clarifying any gray areas such as those pertaining to extrajudicial violence. The right to life is arguably the most important of the human rights and thus must be preserved and protected in as many ways as possible. In this paragraph, extrajudicial killing refers to the unlawful and deliberate killing of individuals by governmental authorities without judicial process. This act is widely condemned in international law as a severe violation of human rights, particularly the right to life, which encompasses protection from the arbitrary deprivation of life. In international legal frameworks, extrajudicial killings are not explicitly defined or directly addressed in a comprehensive manner, while international humanitarian law clearly identifies summary execution as war crimes during armed conflict. Similarly, protections are not uniformly extended to civilians during peacetime. Moreover, acts of extrajudicial killing can constitute crimes against humanity when perpetrated systematically against civilian population. The Philippines has recently faced scrutiny due to reports of widespread extrajudicial violence, which echoes concerns under international criminal frameworks. However, the lack of a specific international legal framework targeting the extrajudicial killings complicate efforts to address and prevent such abuses effectively. To mitigate and prevent extrajudicial killings globally, there is a growing call for the explicit criminalization of these acts under international law. This step could establish clearer standards and accountability mechanisms, thereby enhancing protections for the right to life and ensuring the perpetrators are held accountable for their actions. In essence, safeguarding the right to life is paramount among human rights protections, necessitating robust international legal measures to prevent extrajudicial killings and uphold justice and human dignity universally.
Recommendation.
Human rights advocacy, international pressure. Advocacy by international organizations, civil society, and human rights groups can raise awareness and pressure governments to take action against extrajudicial killings. International pressure. Ang pagpapataguyod ng mga international na organisasyon, lipunang sibil at mga grupo ng karapatang pantao ay maaaring magbigay sa kamalayan at paggigipit sa mga pamahalaan na kumikilos laban sa extrajudicial na pagpatay. Legal frameworks. Strengthening the domestic law and aligning them with international human rights standards can provide a legal basis for preventing extrajudicial killings. Legal frameworks. Ang pagpapalakas ng mga lokal na batas at paghahanay sa mga ito sa mga international na pamantayan ng karapatang pantao ay maaaring magbigay ng legal na batayan para maiwasan ang extrajudicial killings.